Good evening, Ganesh.
Hello.
Not able to recognize, is it?
Yeah. On a Sunday evening, that too on a suit, we are.
That too in the house, sitting like this.
That is right. Seems to be very odd to my family.
No, be grateful. You can see only up to your waist.
Up to your waist, correct.
Good one, sir.
You don't know what you.
Yeah, I don't think there is national anthem today.
Hope you don't get a full-fledged
No.
photograph.
I don't think so. That's not possible.
Otherwise, we have to stand up, no?
Go mute on your video and stand up.
Yes, we do have the national anthem at the end of the program, so please be prepared.
That means all of you who are in pajamas or shorts, please go and put on a pair of pants and come.
Auntie, how are you? You're on mute, Auntie. Am I? Yeah, now you're audible.
Hi Revati, how are you?
I'm good. How are you, sir?
Sir, since when did this become sir? Huh?
All of you all are live on YouTube right now.
Okay, I think we're all live on YouTube.
Oh shit. Okay, sorry. This base.
Namaskar, Mohan sir.
A very good evening.
Good evening.
And I'm going to start the meeting. Okay, very good, very good.
Good evening, Dr. Om Prakash.
Good evening, sir. Welcome.
Thank you.
Parasuraman.
Thank you very much. So, what time we are starting the program?
Yeah, it's already just to start, sir. Welcome, sir.
Okay.
Welcome.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
I think your picture is not coming on properly.
Is it missing?
I think
I'm wondering.
no, you should correct your that virtual background. You remove that, sir. That is enough. That's enough.
No, it's okay.
No.
You have to sit in front of the camera straight away.
Yeah. Is it okay now?
No, still problem.
Now?
Because we can see only the virtual thing, not you.
Oh,
You change it to none, sir.
I'm just wondering what's the problem.
It is on a virtual background. I think the background is prominent. विवेक जी मोदी बन गए क्या?
I will have to leave my hairs white for that purpose. And keep a beard, which I removed around 3 months back. Means I was having a long beard.
Now is it okay, Dr. Om Prakash? I removed the background.
Yeah, I think you should come in front, sir.
Some problem?
Your face is not visible.
Oh, so nothing is visible or something is visible?
Some furniture, no?
Oh, okay, okay.
Furniture, yeah, I think.
Maybe I think I will.
You're using back camera. I think front camera would be required.
Yeah. Little,
Camera, correct.
Yeah, now it's fine. Means a little adjustment in the face.
Fantastic. So Thiru is there. I think he's there. Yeah.
Good evening, Mr. Parshuram and Raju Bhatnagar here.
Very good evening, Mr. Raju. Good evening. Congratulations.
Thank you.
It was.
I had nothing.
You're all anchors of this program. You, Dr. Om Prakash, Mr. Venkat.
For those who do not know Parshuraman, he is the president of Bangalore Chambers of Industry and Commerce.
Very good evening to all, sir.
So we all are. We have all the trainees here and also the trainers and BIMACC. So we have Justice Balasundaram there. Then we have senior people, Padmanabha Shankar. Sir, you won't believe he's more 80 plus, sir.
Wow.
All the best. I believe Justice Dinesh Kumar has also joined.
Suresh,
Sir.
Thiru here. Justice has joined. Sir has joined.
Okay.
Namaskara, Sahibra.
Namaskara, sir.
Namaskara, Dinesh Sahibra.
We have
Mute madidira. You are muted.
We have senior people, Padmanabha Shankar.
You are muted, sir. Justice.
You're muted, sir.
I'm discussing a lot.
Justice Dinesh.
I believe Justice Dinesh Kumar has also joined.
Suresh.
Sir,
Namaskar, Judge Saab. Namaskar, sir.
Sir has joined.
Very good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Namaskara, Sahibra.
From Chennai.
Namaskara, sir.
Namaste.
Namaskara, Dinesh Sahibra.
Yes, sir. Namaskar, sir. Elrigo.
Mute madidira. You are muted.
Happy Holi to everybody.
People, Padmanabha Shankar.
You are muted, sir. Justice.
You're muted, sir.
I'm discussing a lot.
Justice Dinesh.
I believe Justice Dinesh Kumar has also joined.
Suresh.
Sir, Namaskar, Judge Saab. Namaskar, sir. Sir, Namaskar to everybody, sir. Happy Holi to everyone.
Namaskara, Sahibra.
From Chennai.
Namaskara, sir.
Namaste.
Namaskara, Dinesh Sahibra.
Yes, sir. Namaskar, sir. Elrigo.
Mute madidira. You are
Good afternoon, one and all.
Is it all right? Can you hear? Can all hear?
Yes.
Yes, sir. Namaskar, sir. Namaskar.
Yeah. Good afternoon, my lord. A very good afternoon to everyone present here. I'm Rijesh Singh, the Assistant Registrar of BIMACC, and I welcome all of you for the valedictory function of the 50-hour mediation training program, which we have all undergone from the best mediator master trainers, Mr. Shiv Kumar, Madam Sushila, Mr. Srilal Warrior, and Mr. B.C. Thiruvengadam. I request Mr. B.C. Thiruvengadam to kindly give the welcome address. The Registrar of BIMACC, and I welcome all of you for the valedictory function of the 50-hour mediation training program, we have all undergone from the best mediator master trainers, Mr. Shiv Kumar, Madam Sushila, Mr. Stilal Warrior, and Mr. B.C. Thiruvenkatam. I request Mr. B.C. Thiruvenkatam to kindly give the welcome address. The Registrar of BIMACC. We have all undergone from the best trainers.
Mr. Manik,
Mr. Shiv Kumar, Madam Sushila, Mr. Stilal Warrior, and Mr.
Resolving that issue, give me a moment, please.
There's some.
I request Mr. P.C. Thiruvenkatam to kindly
May I, Mr. Brijesh, is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Please continue.
Yeah, my apologies. There was some technical snag because it was also being telecast live a bit. Okay. Good evening, everyone. Namaskar. What a great evening has this been. On behalf of the Board of Governors of Bangalore International Mediation, Arbitration and Conciliation Center, I extended a hearty welcome His Lordship, Mr. Justice Dinesh Kumar, who is no stranger to us. He had an outstanding practice as a lawyer, a brilliant mediator, and he was also an excellent mediation trainer. I don't think anyone can fit in today's function as a chief guest better than Mr. Justice Dinesh Kumar. We wholeheartedly welcome you, sir. And
thank you, sir.
As you always been supportive and encouraging the cause of mediation, when you are a mediator as well as a judge, and also giving so much of support and encouragement to BIMACC and all its young mediators. Thank you very much, sir. I extend a warm welcome also to Mr. Parasuram of Bangalore Chambers of Industries and Commerce, who is graced this occasion. And it is important that I need to mention that a few weeks ago, BCIC and BIMACC signed a very important memorandum of agreement, of understanding, wherein BIMACC will set up a mediation center for BCIC. This is in line with the policy that BIMACC does not compete with any mediation or ADR centers, but will support any not-for-profit institutions to set up mediation and ADR centers. We believe that our Indian mediators and arbitrators are second to none, and let us derive pride in that and post to the world that India, especially Bangalore, will be a hub for mediation and arbitration. So I welcome Mr. Parasuram, sir, for agreeing to participate in this event, that too at a very short notice. I also welcome Mr. VP K.R. Sekar, Mr. Senior Vice President, Mr. K.R. Sekar, Mr. Vice President L. Ravindran, Mr. Venkatakrishnan, and also Mr. Raju Bhattanagar was instrumental, along with Ms. Dr. Om Prakash, in ensuring that the memorandum of understanding was signed between these two entities. Incidentally, Mr. Raju Bhatnagar was trained as a mediator a couple of years ago, and Dr. Om Prakash has undergone training in this particular batch. I welcome you all, sir. I welcome all other friends from media, advocates, mediators who have come here to witness this valedictory function. And of course, how can I miss all our trainees, the new family of people who have joined the family of mediators? My hearty welcome to you all. Our Veda says Tantra, Mantra, and Yantra. How aptly these Tantra, Mantra, and Yantra fits into the concept of mediation. Tantra is the technique that goes into anything that we do. Mantra is the words that comes from your heart, soul, and emotions that are attached. And in mediation, we use these techniques, the Tantra, and what we speak is measured with reframing, and that is what we call as the mantra of mediation, which we prescribe as confidentiality, neutrality, etc. And yantra is a structure within which the practice fits in. It's not merely a geometrical concept. It is a structure within which the mediation functions. That is we call as a structured mediation. The 5 days, 3 weekends, 45 hours of live interaction between the trainers and the mediators, and another 5 hours of home assignments. BIMACC takes pride for introducing the first ever 50 hours of mediation training program anywhere in this country. And I should congratulate each and every participant who have undergone this training without complaining whatsoever, sitting before the computer or laptop for 9 hours with a wellness break of just 5 hours. We have a young, just a person who has come out of, stepped out of teenage, from an 85-year-old, glued to this program, dedicated, committed, and participating with so much of sincerity. I'm amazed. A big hand to all these wonderful trainees. I'm grateful to you all for you made us, the trainers, very, very proud and committed. I need to mention that the meaning of mediation is that each one of you would turn into peacemakers. Every walk of life, we are going to be peacemakers. And that is what we mediators feel, that unless you bring, there is peace on this earth, peace in this country, peace in the state, and wherever you are, there is progress. There's no one can deny that. BIMACC, since its inception in 2013, has been striving very hard, being a not-for-profit body. We have not accepted donations from anyone unless someone voluntarily says this is it. We have been extending support not only to institutions like BCICI, we have been supporting law schools in this country. We have signed MOUs with various law schools like the Jain University, with the President's University now, with MS Ramaiah, SDM College, Mangalore, and we have given extending support to various legal aid clinic and ADR clinics of various national law schools in and around all over the country as such. And this is not possible without the support of a board of governors, the mediators who are doing voluntary services for these programs, and our panel of arbitrators. Sir, I take this moment to inform everyone, including you, Your Lordship, that today BIMACC has emerged one of the top 25 ADR centers in the world. We were recognized and invited to be part of what is called as the Beijing Declaration, where 25 arbitration centers signed a memorandum of understanding for cooperation. This would mean, in addition to extended cooperation with several other countries, opportunities for mediators and arbitrators to mediate and resolve or arbitrate disputes pertaining to cross-border disputes, and offers a very wide spectrum. BIMACC is also closely working with organizations like Niti Aayog and the Ministry of Justice and Law to support ADR as such, and more important, online dispute resolution. And we are in a project of very unique project called Electronic Arbitration System, which we intend to launch in a few weeks' time. As of now, this testing is going on, which should make arbitration very simple and affordable. We call as ADR as all appropriate and affordable dispute resolution mechanisms. I do not want to take much time, and as I've spoken enough, so I take this opportunity to once again welcome you all and have good memories of this particular valedictory function. Jai Hind, Jai Karnataka.
Thank you, sir. It's great to know that BIMACC has also been counted as one of the top 25 institutional ADR centers. Now, like Mr. B.C. Thiruvengadam has said, His Lordship, Justice Dinesh Kumar, needs very little introduction to all of us. However, I take it as an honor to introduce His Lordship to all of us. His Lordship Justice P.S. Dinesh Kumar studied in National High School, National College and BMS College at Bangalore. He was awarded the National Merit Scholar Certificate in high school. He started practice in the High Court of Karnataka in the year 1990 in the chambers of Honorable Mr. Justice Shivraj V. Patil, former judge of the Supreme Court of India. He was appointed as an additional Central Government Standing Counsel in the year 1998 and as a Senior Standing Counsel in the year 2003. He has also served as Senior Panel Counsel for the Central Bureau of Investigation, Senior Standing Counsel for BSNL, the UPSC, UGC, AICT, as well as the National Council for Teacher Education. He has also served as Standing Counsel for Karnataka State Power Transmission Corporation, Karnataka State Road Transport Corporation, Bangalore Electricity Supply Company, as well as the Bangalore Development Authority. He has also worked as a mediator and a trainer in mediation, and he has appeared in several important cases in different high courts and the Honorable Supreme Court in matters concerning appointment of director of the CBI, disinvestment of the ITDC hotels, defamation case against the Union for Finance Minister, corruption cases against former Union Minister and former Chief Minister, language policy of the states, and many such matters. He has also worked with distinguished law officers of the country. Your Lordship, I take this opportunity to welcome you.
Thank you.
I request you to kindly address all of us, sir.
Thank you very much, Brijesh. My dear Thiru, all distinguished guests, family of mediators, trainers, Shiv Kumar, Honorable Justice Bal Sundram, all present in the web meeting today in the valedictory. Thiru called me last week, told me that the valedictory is scheduled today. I was immensely happy to say yes to join today on 28th. Though there have been both Thiru and Brijesh have been very generous in saying good words about me, but I can, speaking for myself, my primary interest when I was a lawyer has been with the mediation, and I was very closely associated with the mediation center. As a mediator, as a trainer, myself, Mr. Shiv Kumar, Mr. Thiru, Prasad Subbanna, Madam Sushila, we all used to travel in the lengths and breadths of the country, go to various high courts, including the Supreme Court. We had the privilege of training minimum a batch of 25, 50. It's such a wonderful experience that all of us had. In fact, when we had to train myself and Subbanna in Supreme Court, His Lordship Justice Ravindran was so kind enough that he said, "Why do you want to go to any conference hall? I will permit you to conduct the mediation training in Court Hall number 4 of the Supreme Court." Myself and Mr. Prasad Subbanna were there for 5 days. It was one of the participants is Mr. Mahajan, who writes for the Hindu. The first 2 days, as usual, the members who have taken the mediation training, perhaps the first day they would all feel that it is a kind of ordeal. The second day, the third day, the fourth day, they would say that, "Sir, why don't you extend it?" This is what the mediation is. I can't agree better with Thiru in saying that he has given the parlance of Vedic system of yantra, mantra, and tantra, and I completely agree with him. After this, a full-length training, all participants will become a kind of connected family members with a soul connection to each other. Ladies and gentlemen, having been with the concept of mediation, having done mediation myself for several years, and now on the bench, with a very informed standpoint, I can tell you that with the present situation of the number of dockets that we have, which we normally call it as docket explosion, the statistics is alarming, and mediation perhaps is the best alternative solution that we have. Of course, with the amendments time and again, arbitration has now been sought to be made as simple as possible, and I was very pleased to hear Mr. Thiru saying that the online arbitration also, the center has now joined hands with the other center. If not continuing the mediation only for the purpose of the conducting of the mediation program and mediation for the resolution of disputes which are already there in the courts, like what we call in the Bangalore Mediation Center, the court annexed mediation. I can say without any contradiction, any threat of contradiction, that a person who undergoes this training will emerge himself as a fine human being, that it would become a part of his system, part of his habit, that the controversy that would ensue in day-to-day business, day-to-day their functioning, the person who has undergone this training will be able to handle it in such a beautiful and a sophisticated manner that the people who will be dealing with him will always be thinking that, oh, is that all that this gentleman last week or week before last, for at a drop of hat, he would talk in a different methodology and in a different way. Today, that you see, this conflicting concept is now completely changed. More particularly, we have in the mediation training, we have several aspects and dimensions which will train the mediators. A full-length training, it is completely the syllabus is a systematic syllabus, a scientific way. In a scientific way, it's been designed. The manner in which one would approach, the manner in which one would deal with the situation, the opportunity that we give to the parties who come for mediation, and the privacy that is given to the parties vis-a-vis the advocates who appear with them, or somebody next friend who comes along with him. These are very minute and fine details of mediation, that the person who's in trouble, who's into a conflict, who is in dispute, he would gain a kind of confidence with the mediator who will be dealing with the issue. Slowly they will come out, they will come forward, and they'll be, the moment they feel that the neutrality aspect, the confidentiality aspect is taken care, they will come out with their problems which are not just on the surface. More often not than, we have in all mediation meetings, we have discussed these issues, perhaps for the benefit of those who have taken the training for the first time now. It may be a kind of repetition for Mr. Shiv Kumar, Mr. Thiru, and others who are seniors around here. But for the benefit of the new batch which is joining our family, I must tell them one or two small experiences how things were resolved when the initial stages of mediation. Particularly, I must give the reference of one or two cases which will go a long way in understanding that how, now that you have had the training as to how to deal with such kind of situations. By and large, there will be, in the present scenario for the last several years, as the litigation has been going on in our country, there could be one small an injunction suit, one partition suit, or some kind of a situation. Some suit may be referred to you. I'm talking particularly about a court-annexed mediation. And the parties come and sit and talk to you, that see, they will be very apprehensive about giving the details, because it's more or less, it's still at a nascent stage, I must say. It's not like generally any person, any citizen in this country has any difficulty. The next thought that comes is go to a good lawyer, get a legal notice issued, and take the matter to the court. This is the general concept. Once it's referred to a mediator, and then you talk to him, you tell the parties, and see this private caucus where they will come out with their problems. Initially they would, but subsequently, once that the confidence level is built up, they will. Particular reference is to be made to the one or two cases wherein in the partition suits, the in a partition suit and very elderly lady. She was the head of the family by all means, but she was not being taken care, and that was one of the stumbling blocks for this solving of this problem. After talking to her for a while, the elderly, very honorable lady, she almost was very emotional, and I must say that tears rolled. And finally, when we asked her, "Oh, yes, madam, what do you now want exactly, precisely? What are you looking for in this?" She said, "Nothing, sir. I wanted to talk to somebody and wanted to tell all that is there. I wanted to pour out my heart. You have given me an opportunity." And it's she had some grievances with the second son and the third son, whatever. There's a concept of this, an apology, saying sorry to somebody. So which all the trainers must have taught all of you. When we tried to, over a period of time, second, third session, talk to all the persons, and then it reached a level in which they tried to find their solutions for themselves, which we normally do. Finally, the family was so happy that perhaps, if I remember correctly, she almost gave up whatever that they share that she really would have otherwise got it. A small thing, it looks very simple that a partition suit with 3 brothers and 2 sisters, take a pen and a pencil and close it, a sheet of paper and a pencil, and then close the matter with how much of share it comes. But it does not. We have seen that the matters have reached not only the court at the virginal jurisdiction, the first appellate jurisdiction, the High Court in the second appeals, many times in the civil appeals in the Supreme Court. And by and large, there have been more than one substitution applications on the other side to bring the legal representatives on the record. We are not making a critical analysis of it, but the point is that's a matter of fact, and we all have gone through this. Having said that, I must give one another example wherein a big family of in Bangalore city who owned several properties and cinema theater, etc., etc. It looked absolutely mathematically arithmetic. In 5 minutes, matter should be solved. So it was not getting resolved for ages, and finally, application number, interlocutory application number 37 in one so and so, and in an appeal so and so, things were going on. In mediation, when we discussed, one of the brothers spilled the beans. He said that, "Sir, we are not much worried about the properties which are already there. We can straight away agree on things, but there is something which my eldest brother, my father, before he died, he has given a lot of money to here and there to receive on interest, and that my eldest brother is not revealing to others and is holding on to himself." I just gave this example, these 2 examples, to show that what looks for mediators is sometimes will be only the tip of the iceberg. Mediation has other great advantages that you can not only solve the one particular suit, you can have a connected 138 matter. Particularly in family matters, you can have, as we have seen, I do not know whether to call it as fortunately or unfortunately, but the point is, the matter of fact is, in these family matters, never come with one case. It's usually tagged along with about 4 or 5. A matter under 125 CRPC, a divorce, and 498A, and whatnot. In speaking for myself, when I think in calm positions as to why at all these things happen, why people cannot resolve, but unfortunately, the fact of the matter is as follows. So, ladies and gentlemen, in mediation gives a great opportunity. We can bundle up all the cases in one memorandum of understanding, or what we call it as an agreement in the mediation. We can resolve more than one matter or all connected matters together and have the resolution for the parties, and all parties will go with a shake hand. In any adversarial litigation, when a judge gives a pronouncement in a court of law, perhaps the person who gets the judgment in his favor may think that the justice is done, but the person who loses always thinks that he has been left out or injustice has been caused to him. It could be a matter of perception, but the point is when we consider vis-a-vis an adversarial litigation and taking a decision in a court of law after contest, the vis-a-vis the resolution that is brought in a mediation, where at the end of the day, people go with a shake hand and smile on their faces. Ladies and gentlemen, I can tell you that a mediator can't get a better compliment for himself after that the parties leave with a shake hand. It's happened to me many times when I used to visit Bangalore Mediation Center. The kind of satisfaction that it gives resolving the disputes of the parties, and finally they can start afresh. The things, they are in a muddle, they're in troubled waters for a couple of years. More particularly these family disputes, people cannot people who had good families perhaps cannot visualize the turmoil that the troubled families undergo. Single parents, the future of the children, the maintenance, and the money that they have to get. So in mediations, in the concept of mediation, what we solve, they can close their previous turmoil and the previous the problems that they were facing, and can look forward for a good future. In sum and substance, if we just see, after all, what's the purpose of life? Why we do all this, whether it is a business as a doctor, or as an engineer, as a lawyer, or a scientist, or any profession that you take, and a civil servant, an army man. The whole concept, if you see little holistically in a philosophic manner, we always we do our activities from the day at the beginning of the day, with the sunrise till the sunset, to see that the person lives with peace, he gets some happiness, he will get things for the material satisfaction, that perhaps it could be a good home, a nice car, or a big bank balance. But if you are not able to achieve it, or if you are able to achieve it without peace, it makes no sense. On both counts, when we see these problems which arise and which are brought to the court, or even without going to the court, when they are brought to the mediators do help, and mediators do scientifically work very hard and ensure that the parties who think themselves in litigation or in conflict go totally resolved, and they're happy to take it further from that. This is the greatest advantage, that vis-a-vis the other methods of other, meaning the adversarial method of court litigation. Of course, alternative dispute resolution, we have methodologies such as the arbitration, conciliation. Conciliation more or less is something like this, but arbitration, the person gets an award, and it's more or less a decision-making process. This is so close to my heart, that the mediation, because ultimately I think that viewing from a philosophic angle, from a humanitarian angle, for the peace of the society, mediation is the most nearest and gives the best of the solutions. Having said so much, there are very honorable and honorable members here, and who have taken training, and the trainers, and all the dignitaries here. I do not want to spend more time than that is required. Now that in the webinar we have timed the minutes are counted. So having said all this, I must thank Mr. Thiruvengadam for being so kind. He involves me in his BIMACC functions and this valedictory functions. I've attended a couple of them, and he knows and I know, we know each other, that we both like this subject, and we respect each other, and he has been kind enough in calling me, and all others who are here, with my compliments to those who have undertaken the training, and I congratulate them, and I wish them all the very, very best. And I will leave I conclude my talks with one saying, that at any given point of time on the mediation side, I would be very happy to associate. If something can be resolved, if somebody can be helped, whether it is in the sense within the limitations of my present position in the High Court, but nonetheless, if the matter were to require any assistance, that I can help them out, or I can join them and in solving a resolution, I'd be too happy to do that. And I would also love to be involved in the training, but because of the COVID and other things, I have not been able to do. Perhaps maybe that I look forward to it at some time later to do that. Thank you very much, Hiru, and all others who have made it and called me. And with congratulating everybody all over again, I conclude my a small talk on this. Thank you.
Thank you, my lord. Bear in mind that your interest in continuing training programs, nowadays, all these trainings are done online. And next opportunity, I remember on the last occasion, you did the evaluation part of it, opening statement competition. Because of these constraints and busy schedule, I didn't want to disturb you. I'll bear this in mind and definitely grab this opportunity. And I request you to kindly remain here, because all the participants, there's the e-certificate distribution. So it's something unique, which we have not experienced in the past. But you can see the wonderful set of people, right from one of the youngest mediator trained by us here to an 85-year-old. From a former judge of the High Court, from a judicial officer of a consumer forum, lawyers, engineers, chartered accountants, company secretaries, HR professionals. This batch is one of the best batches we have trained, sir.
I'm sure.
Thank you. Mr. Brijesh.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much, my lord, for your heartfelt talk about the mediation process, the kind of satisfaction that a mediator gets upon resolving a dispute, which is perhaps many, many times more than what a lawyer gets upon winning a case. Because a mediator knows that if a dispute is resolved, it not only restores the relationship between the parties as well, but it prevents further disputes from happening. I think from a humanitarian perspective, being a mediator is far, far more satisfying than the greatest victory that a lawyer perhaps can ever get. Thank you so much for that, my lord. We are glad to have you championing the cause of mediation. And we are extremely glad to have you every time here. Thank you so much. I'd now like to invite Justice Rajendran, a former judge of the Madras High Court, who is also the chairman of the Real Estate Regulatory Appellate Authority in Tamil Nadu, who has participated in this program. Kindly speak a few words to the participants, my lord.
Good evening to everyone. Honorable Justice Dinesh Kumar, nice to see you here.
I didn't know the Jassab. Yes, sir. Thank you. Yes. Right.
My good friend Thiru and a able trainer, Mr. Shivakumar, other trainers, and my beloved participants. Though I have been a mediator quite a long time and be a member of the mediation tribunal at the High Court for 6 continuous years, I fit after retirement, why not I attend one more training program? And thanks to Thiru, he motivated me. I said, okay, I'll come and participate. We have been together in many other things. In fact, we even attended the Singapore Convention on Mediation in 2017. Yet, I found in this training, I learned a lot, a different way and different attitude. And the approach in the training was totally remarkable. Kudos to all the trainers, especially to Mr. Shurkumar. And not, I cannot even personally see, he did a wonderful training. So the new nuances of the mediation has been put in a different attitude. I thank every one of the trainers for having done this, and every new participant who taken a long way in mediation. This is one of the, as he rightly put it, alternative source also for redressal in the disputes. And we are very happy that you have participated in the valedictory function. And of course, we are receiving the certificate from you, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you, one and all of you. Enjoyed it, and the training was very good. Thank you.
Thank you for your kind words, sir. I'd also like to say that we have with us today Mr. T.R. Parasuraman, who is the president of BCIC. He's also the whole-time director of Toyota Industries Engines Private Limited, and who has also served as senior vice president at Toyota Kirloskar Auto Parts Private Limited. He has over 33 years of experience in manufacturing and production engineering, HR and administration as well. And he has worked for TVS Brakes India and Toyota Motors Corporation in Japan. Sir, I invite you to address all the participants.
A very good evening, Honorable Lordship Justice Shri Dinesh Kumar ji, Shri Thiruvengadam, the Registrar of BIMACC, all the senior people present in this forum, eminent lawyers, judges, the master trainers. I heard 4 names: Shri Shivakumar, Shri Thiruvengadam, Madam Sushila, and Mr. Shrikant Warrior. Ladies and gentlemen, first of all, my heartiest congratulations to BIMACC for organizing this wonderful program. In fact, it was just 2 to 3 weeks back, I signed the MOU with BIMACC, and I really appreciate the kind of speed with which the action has come, and coming to know of 50 hours of training, especially in the current time, is something amazing. When the seniors, Shri Dinesh Kumar, Shri Thiruvengadam, and Shri Rajendran, they talked about the importance of mediation, arbitration, and conciliation. So I always relate it from a HR point of view. I always keep telling, I've been in manufacturing for now 35 plus years. I always tell my people, it's very easy to predict the failure of a machine. You can hear some noise, some vibration, some sound, early signals you get. But the failure of human beings happen at a stroke in no time. So we see today the divorces, the separations, the breakdown of relationships, breakdown of partnerships, I think happening in no time. And if you go to the root cause of the problem, as rightly said by Lordship Justice Shri Dinesh Kumar, it is a very, very simple matter. In fact, many, many suicides, many heartburns, family separations, divorces, which should be totally preventable. But at that particular second, I think how the mind works. And if someone is there to mediate, counsel them, the whole issue could be completely different. So as I see, the 21st century, the biggest challenge that is going to face the human beings is the challenges of problems relating to arbitration, conciliation, mediation. And India is going to grow as a 5 trillion economy by 2025. And already Niti Aayog has said, we should encourage alternate dispute resolution mechanisms, such as arbitration, conciliation, and mediation, because it's impossible to go to the courts. And the biggest advantage of this, as I heard, is finally it's a win-win situation. We come out happily from that room and our relationships are again energized. And that's the greatest feeling a human being can get. Ultimately, very beautifully put by Mr. Dinesh Kumar. I think what is the purpose of life? I think you may have billions of dollars. Ultimately, if you don't have the peace of mind, I think it is like a flower without fragrance. If you're able to sort out our issues, I think nobody is without mistakes. Everyone commits mistakes as long as we are born. But I think the ability to accept the mistake, to understand the mistake, and say sorry, I think that's a great quality. Once it happens, the whole world will be a very beautiful place. But unfortunately, human beings are human beings. I always jovially tell this example when I talk on the HR practices. A saint goes to the beach and he just stands on the shores and he sees a young scorpion struggling for life. The saint goes to the waters and takes the scorpion and puts it on the sands. It bites him hard and he starts bleeding. A young boy was watching this. Then a gentle wave comes and takes the scorpion back to the waters. Again, the saint goes to the water and takes it and puts it on the sands. So 3 or 4 times this is happening. And this young boy asks the saint, "Uncle, you should be a big fool. You're not learning your lessons." The saint gently replies, "My dear son, please understand. It is the habit of a scorpion to bite, and it is my habit to save a life." I think a very powerful moral is coming out. See, when we say human beings, it's very easy to change. Many platforms we have been talking about change management. But please understand, ladies and gentlemen, the DNA is fixed for every human being. It's a creation of God. And DNA cannot be changed. But all we can do is a sugar coating. I think this sugar coating is what I refer to conciliation or mediation. If you don't get that kind of a right sugar coating at the appropriate time, there could be distress in the society. There could be warfare in the society. Therefore, this mediation, arbitration, conciliation of BIMACC is an excellent platform. In fact, I would like to propagate this to more of the HR managers and IR managers across the nation. Today, one of the biggest challenges facing is we lose millions of man-hours in the IR problems, in the strikes, agitations, demonstrations, protests, problems between the management and union. And we can see so much of problems in the households, husband and wives, family separations, children getting depressed. I think all these things can be covered under arbitration, conciliation, and mediation. Sir, I recommend this. Every citizen of India should undergo this program in a small way. You don't have to go through a very advanced level, but it could be made as a compulsory subject in the curriculum. In fact, in the new educational policy, I'm also in the advisory board of the setting up the syllabus from the corporate. I think strongly propagate that this kind of syllabus is very, very important to take this nation to the next century. So I don't want to take much of your time. I once again congratulate all the participants, all the master trainers, BIMACC and Bangalore Chamber of Industry and Commerce. Especially my sincere thanks to my good friend, Dr. Om Prakash, Mr. Venkatakrishnan, and Mr. Raju Bhatnagar for propelling this activity. And I'm very, very happy that in a very short time we have been able to make a good progress. And I also thank once again Sri Thiruvengadam and Sri Dinesh Kumarji for sparing your valuable time and support. And I also take this opportunity, sir, to invite you to Bangalore Chamber of Industry and Commerce. We represent almost 850 plus companies in the state of Karnataka. And we represent 95% of the total investment and 90% plus of the corporate labor employed in the state of Karnataka. And we have been very, very active. And recently we had a one-to-one meeting with Sri Nirmala Sitharaman, the finance minister. We had some meetings with Mr. Piyush Goyal and all the educationalists like Dr. Kasturi Rangan, Mr. Sharad Marathe, I think Mr. Vijay Raghavan, the Prime Minister's scientific advisor. So we invite you. And once again, I congratulate all of you for making this happen. And 50 hours of training is not an ordinary thing. At the end of the day, I think it's a great learning for your life. All the very best. God bless. Thank you very much.
Rajesh. Rajesh, are you there?
Oh, he got logged out. He's just logged in here. Mr. Brajesh? Okay. I think Mr. Brajesh is experiencing some problem. May I request the registrar of BIMACC to say a few words and then talk about the participants and their performances, please?
Good evening to all. Thank you, Honorable Justice Sri Dinesh Kumarji, for being with us this evening. We've been having a wonderful 50-hour training program with the best of the mediators. And over the course of these 5 days, the trainees underwent a series of home assignments, and they've been graded on these assignments. So I would like to, we're giving them some prizes for their hard work and for their enthusiasm. And I'm very happy to announce that the third prize is being shared by 3 participants with 86 marks. Ms. Siri Prasad, Ms. Anupama, and Mr. Vivek Narayan Sharma. All of you will be receiving a gift voucher of ₹1,000 each. A big round of applause for all of them. The second prize goes to Ms. Roshni Tamaya, who has scored about 88% and who will be getting a gift voucher of ₹2,500. A big round of applause to her too. And the first prize with 90% marks with the gift voucher of ₹4,500 goes to Mr. Mohan Sharatsan Panse. A big round of applause to you, sir. Now, it is my pleasure to announce the names of all the participants who have successfully completed the 50-hour online training program with BIMACC. All the participants have performed extremely well and have secured a distinction. So congratulations to all the participants. Now we'll have the certificate distribution program. So we start off with Ms. Akila Rajendran, who has undergone this training program from Chennai. She's an advocate.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Akila.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much.
Mr. Anish Dev from Bangalore. Congratulations, Mr. Anish.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Ms. Anupama V, again from Bangalore. Congratulations, Anupama. Honorable Mr. Justice B. Rajendran. Congratulations, sir.
Thank you.
Mr. Ganesh S. Congratulations, Mr. Ganesh.
Thank you.
Mr. Harish Vaidyanath Shankar. Congratulations, Mr. Harish.
Thank you very much.
Mr. Milind. Congratulations, Mr. Milind. Mr. Mohan Sharatchand Panse from Mumbai. Congratulations, sir.
Thank you.
Miss Monica, who is right now in Chennai and who's HR. Congratulations, Monica.
Thank you, ma'am.
Mr. Mudli from Bangalore. Congratulations, Mr. Mudli.
Thank you.
Dr. K.V. Om Prakash, advocate from Bangalore. Congratulations, Mr. Om Prakash.
Thank you, madam.
Dr. Padmanabh Shankar, sir. Congratulations. Mr. Rajneesh Kumar Paul. Congratulations.
Thank you, ma'am.
Ms. Revati G. Mohan. Congratulations.
Thank you, ma'am.
Ms. Roshni Tammaya. Congratulations.
Thank you, ma'am.
Mr. Saket Nath. Congratulations, Mr. Saket.
Thank you, ma'am.
Ms. Shashikala Patil from Kolhapur. Congratulations, Ms. Shashikala.
Thank you, ma'am.
Ms. Shiri Prasad, the youngest of the participants. Congratulations, Shiri, for winning a prize too.
Thank you, ma'am.
Ms. Pandana Reddy, congratulations.
Thank you, ma'am.
Mr. Venkat Raghavan, congratulations.
Thank you.
Mr. Vivek Narayan Sharma from Delhi, congratulations, Mr. Vivek.
Pleasure and thank you very much. I really enjoyed it.
Great to hear that. And so these are the participants. Can I request Ramya to give the vote of thanks, please?
Good evening to everyone present here. We're nearly at the end of this 5-day, 50-hour program, but it will not be complete without expressing a few words of gratitude. Thank you very much, Honorable Mr. Justice Dinesh Kumar, for attending our event and supporting us over the past few years. Thank you so much. We are honored to have you here with us. Thank you to the President of BCIC, Mr. T.R. Parasuraman, the Senior Vice President, Mr. K.R. Shekhar, Mr. L. Ravindran, who's also the VP, Mr. Venkat Krishnan, and Mr. Raju Bhatnagar. Thank you so much for being with us this evening and for sparing your valuable time on this Sunday. I'd like to express a huge heartfelt thank you to our entire faculty, Mr. Shiv Kumar sir, Ms. Sushila madam, Mr. Srilal Warrior, and Mr. B.C. Tiruvengdam. I feel like I'm sure the trainees would have had would have nice things to say about the sessions and how you made the past few weekends so interesting and helped them explore these new ideas. So thank you very much. I'd also like to express gratitude to Mr. Raju Bhatnagar, Mr. Anand Krishna, and Mr. Priyanta Gamage for being observers and for assisting with the role plays, for having shared your valuable insights and comments. Thank you very much to all of you. And I'd like to express my thanks to the Board of Governors and the trustees of BIMACC for their extended support. Some of them may or may not be here with us right now, but they are with us in spirit and they've always been very supportive of our initiatives. So we'd like to express thanks to them as well. I'd like to thank our logistics team and our organizational team as well. I'd like to thank Mrs. Revati T, Mr. Brijesh Singh for being our MC this evening, Mrs. Netra for all the admin work, Mr. Manik BT for helping out with all your technical difficulties, helping you log in on time and access Zoom, especially the first day is always a bit of a challenge. And I think he helped everyone sail through it and cross all these hurdles. I'd like to also thank all the participants for your enthusiasm and dedication. You've given up your Sundays, which is incredible. It's not something that a lot of people do. And it's not just a few hours on a Sunday, it's pretty much the entire day. And you've also transitioned to an online training program. This isn't, again, very easy to do. It's quite challenging to sit in front of a computer for so long and to interact before a computer, but all of you have managed to do it so well, and you've been so enthusiastic. You've also been incredible with submitting your assignments and your essays, your homework, and all the other assessment tests. So thank you so much for your prompt submissions. And I'd also like to express appreciation to all your families for allowing you to give up your Sundays. And because I'm sure for all of you working professionals, it's quite rare to have some time with your family. So please extend my thank you to them as well. I'd thank all of you for your patience, because this was a fairly long valedictory ceremony, but I feel like it's worth the wait. And lastly, I thank God for keeping us all in good health to attend this training program. And I hope all of you stay safe, stay at home as far as possible, and try and stop the spread of COVID, which I think is on the rise again. So I hope all of you are in good health. Thank you all, everyone.
Once again, congratulate each and everyone, and welcome to the family of BIMACC. And we'll like to have a group photo with all of you.
Before that, I need to express my
Manik.
thanks to Ramya.
Yes, give me a moment, please.
Ramya and Manik were instrumental.
Everyone could turn on your camera. That would be great.
Manik, can you help us with a group photograph before we go for before we sing the national anthem?
Yes. Smile, please. One more. Yes, thank you.
Thank you all. And I request you to kindly stand for the national anthem.
विनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मागे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगल दायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone.
And wish you all the best.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you all for.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you all, everybody. Thank you all. See you all.
See you then.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye. Thank you, everybody.
Thanks,
Remain
everyone.
safe. Take care of your health and remain safe. The pandemic is gone. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Bye bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you. Thank you.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Congratulations to all of you.
Thank you.
Super, sir. Fantastic.
Thank you.
Everything went well.
All with your efforts and support. Thanks, sir.
Fantastic, sir. It's really time to cherish.
Yes.
And
So you have
celebrate
one more feather in your cap as a mediator professional.
Great. It was a great feeling, actually. 50 hours was though taxing, but yes.
As long as you can say it's worth it.
Physical arnanda, maybe we can move around, mingle with people, network. Adu mattum missing. Otherwise, it was good.
Yeah, it was a challenge to our trainer. We trainers also, sitting and looking into a system and working. Okay, good then. Thank you. Take care. Thank you, madam. Bye.
Sir, thanks.
Thank you. All the best. Congratulations.
This is my first time.
No problem. There's always a beginning.
Sitting before the guide.
There's always a beginning. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, sir.
Bye-bye.